She's a pretty special gator. You see, when the alligators first come here from the trapper, they're very aggressive, very dangerous because they're afraid of you. Oh, and as you can see, she is really excited to do the show. It's alright, Matt. What are you doing?
Look, I had a good spot.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is not an animal who's fighting for her life, right? A lot of times on the show, or maybe if you've seen other television shows of alligators, they are wild, man. They're snapping their jaws and whipping and hissing because they're fighting for their life. They're afraid of you. But what you see here is an animal who understands over time, because I've handled them gently and calmly, they realize that I'm not a real threat. I'm not going to hurt them. An alligator doesn't want to waste his energy if he doesn't have to. That's a really important thing to remember. So there's two things that really motivate them: danger and food. There's no immediate danger and no really easy food. That is pretty much what they do all day long. You guys see him sleeping over there behind the tree? Yeah, that's what they enjoy. They like to lay in the sun or lay in the water, guys, and that's what their preferred entertainment for the day. Now keep in mind, if you approach an alligator, you are engaging him. He'll either run away or try to get you to run away. It's usually one of those two things. So if you keep your distance, most alligators will not try and engage with you. Now, one of the reasons we end up with so many nuisance gators is nuisance people. And by that, I mean people who feed them in the wild. That makes the alligator not afraid of you anymore. He'll associate you with easy food. And if you come back without the food, you might be the food. So that's why it's important not to feed these guys in the wild. So, but because we're able to handle them gently like this, it makes it easier to work with them. Does not make them trained or tame, though. Keep that in mind. That big guy over there, as calm as he is, he actually bit our boss right in the head, okay? So keep that in mind. It's my favorite alligator, but it's definitely not tame or trained, alright? So let me show you guys what we're working with here. Inside their mouth, they have 80 teeth. There's 40 on the top and 40 on the bottom. They bite down with enough force, they've been known to break their own teeth right out of their mouth. Now, the good news is they're going to grow their teeth back. Cycle through them like a shark. 2,000 and 3,000 teeth in a lifetime. Now folks, an alligator like this can bite down with a ton of force. Literally 2,000 pounds per square inch has been measured inside the mouth of the American alligator. You guys don't seem very impressed by that. That's a lot. So let me give you guys some perspective. They bite down with almost 3 times the jaw strength of a great white shark. Nothing?
Wow! How's that?
Take that, shark week. Alright, so they bite down with all that force using these immense jaw muscles you see right here. These are the jowls of the alligator, and they're solid muscle. That muscle's only job is to close the jaws. Now here's the thing, the muscles they use to open up the jaws are actually much smaller and a lot weaker, and that is why we're able to hold the jaws closed. Otherwise, the show would be a lot shorter and a lot more fun to watch, okay? Keep that in mind. So that's the trick behind the gator wrestling techniques. Now, gator wrestling actually comes from our Seminole Indians. The Native Americans here relied on these animals for their meat and for their hide. To keep it from spoiling, they keep the animals alive all the way back to camp and harvest them there. Now folks, I don't know about you, but if I have an angry alligator in my canoe all the way home, I'm going to want to tie the jaws shut, right? Makes sense. And that's what they did. They would take out a rope and just tie it around the jaws with a tight knot. It gets a little tricky though. You see, they didn't do this in a team. It's a one-man job. I'm sure you guys have all tied your shoes before, so you know you need 2 hands to tie a knot. So that means the only way to hold the jaws shut while you tie your knot is by holding it in between your chin and your chest. You need both your hands free to take out a rope and tie a knot. Now this technique is what they call the bulldog. I'm going to demonstrate it for you now. So if you'd like to get a photo of this, folks, have your cameras ready. Alright, looks pretty cool. My arms go out to the side or if there's a big spray of blood. Just checking to see if you're still listening. Alright, so they hold them up like so. No hands. You then take out your rope, you tie it up around the jaws, you have a caught and tied alligator. That's your cue, folks.